And we have a fact check. Alcohol-related liver disease has nearly doubled in the last 20 years. And liver disease can cause serious illness or even death. A recent study shows some could be at higher risk. So how much alcohol is safe? Well, I'm joined by Dr. Viral Oza, a board-certified gastroenterologist. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me again, Kari.
So let's first talk about this recent study. What did this study find?
So this was actually a study that surveyed individuals from 1999 to 2020. So long time period. And what they analyzed was to see what the rates of liver disease were in people who said they drank alcohol. They found that over that time period, almost 2 decades, the rates of liver disease almost doubled, actually almost tripled. So they're almost at about 4.5, 4.6% of all the individuals that said that they were drinking heavily, which is actually a fairly large number, because back in the 90s, it used to be about 1.6, 1.7%, and now it's 3 times that number.
And they were looking at a certain demographic of people they found, drank more actually, right?
Yeah, so they found that female patients or women tend to drink more now than they used to in the past. They also found that people who are ethnic minorities tend to drink more as well compared to what was in the past. And that was something that was interesting because that was not the case 2 decades ago. One of the comments that they made was, 2 decades ago, we also didn't have a lot of the ride-sharing services, such as Uber or Lyft. So maybe back then, patients or people were more cognizant of the fact that, hey, maybe we need to drive, we shouldn't drink. Now that barrier is no longer there, so people maybe drink a little bit more freely. So that was one of the comments that was made.
A few more factors at play there.
Yeah.
So what should people take away from this? Because these were heavy drinkers.
Correct.
Is my understanding it was like 8 drinks for women, 15 for men?
Yeah, so it's a general rule, if you're a female, then 1.5 drinks a day is considered to be relatively safe, according to US criteria. And for men, it's about 2 drinks per day. Now, I should say that American guidelines for what is considered safe is actually a lot more lenient than a lot of the other countries. So for example, in Canada, it's 2 drinks a week, whereas here it's 2 drinks a day for men. So it's a significant difference from country to country, region to region. But our American guidelines say 1.5 drinks for women, 2 drinks for men is generally considered safe.
And there's been some studies kind of looking at that even more in depth, that even 1 to 2 drinks a day isn't necessarily good for you.
Yes, there's actually plenty of studies out there that even 1 glass of alcohol a day of any type of alcohol, beer, wine, you name it, is bad for you. There's some data that actually was published in some British journals that there's actually some drinking any amount of alcohol is actually bad for neurons, your brain cells, which is, again, all this kind of just builds to the point that if you don't have to drink, don't drink.
Now this ties in with liver disease. How can alcohol impact your liver?
Alcohol is processed primarily through the liver. So one of the results from this study that the California researchers found was ethnic minorities such as, for example, Asian Americans, they're more impacted by this alcohol behavior. And there's actually a biological reason for that. So I'll use Asians as an example. They actually don't have the gene that makes this enzyme that breaks down alcohol to the level that Caucasians might have. So there's some genetic reasons for that as well. So if you are an ethnic minority, if you're a female, be aware that you drinking has been associated with a higher risk of you having liver disease in the future. Your liver should really be like a sponge, kind of soft and mushy. But when you have liver disease, you start having scarring and fibrosis, it starts kind of turning into leather. So kind of like your leather shoes. So that's not good.
We wanted a sponge, not leather.
You want to be like spongy and soft, yes.
So, all right. Well, thank you so much for coming in and talking today, breaking all this down. I think it's really helpful for people.
Thank you for having me.
All right. You're welcome.